Poor Bill Murray. There's no way for anyone to go.
Think you might pull through?
No.
Can this sequel keep it up? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for Zombieland 2 Double Tap. So is it good? Is it worth checking out on the big screen this weekend? I think so. I enjoyed it. I was entertained beginning to end. I'm going to give this movie a solid B. It gets a B because I enjoyed it and because I was entertained, but it doesn't go much higher than a B because I don't really feel like I need to rush out to see it again, and I don't feel the urge to own it. But it was worth seeing it on the big screen for me. I mean, especially if you like the first Zombieland and you like its humor, this one does a really good job continuing that forward. Well, let's look at the stuff that is the same. I think it did a good job maintaining that relationship between Tallahassee and Columbus. I mean, no complaints here with the performance from Woody Harrelson. The dude is hysterical as the role of Tallahassee, and he does a good job with that. Jesse Eisenberg is not my favorite actor, and I might be a little mad at him for his portrayal of Lex Luthor in Batman vs. Superman.
And I am... no. No, what am I? What was I saying?
Nonetheless, in a movie like this, I think he does a fantastic job, and I feel like with Tallahassee and Columbus, it's been 10 years, but we picked up with them right where we left off with them. They were very consistent, very good characters, and maintained a very awesome chemistry between those two. It was great. Wichita and Little Rock, like we could see here a little bit of new conflict is being introduced into the mix, and I feel like they did a really good job with those characters and a good job kind of putting in that new little conflict that is rising up there. So returning to the cast that we know and we love, I feel like each of the actors did a great job returning to their characters and making it feel like we're with them right where they left off. Some of the stuff they introduced that was new that I really enjoyed, Rosario Dawson as Nebraska. I thought she did a good job matching Tallahassee and matching his personality and being able to like rise up. And she did a really good job in this movie adding to the mix and adding a good chemistry for Tallahassee's character to play off of. So I feel like all of that was just so incredibly well done. Now, what I liked about the story of the first Zombieland, and I feel like this is where we add a little bit more conflict and add a little something new into something that we're familiar with. I liked how the first movie took a look at Zombieland and the idea of a zombie, that zombies are dead on the inside. It's just these living animated bodies like enslaved to instincts, just kind of going through the motions. But what we really looked at was characters like Columbus and Tallahassee and Wichita and Arkansas and the kind of the rules that they live by in life and how were they living like zombies already kind of dead on the inside, and then when they found each other, when they formed a family and formed that relationship, it gave them new life on the inside and brought them back to life. Check out my theological analysis for more details on that one. I liked that story, and what I liked about this one is it took that to the next level. Okay, so now you've formed that family, now you've found that new life, but now you have to work to maintain it. And so one of the things that I liked about it was you have Little Rock, and she's coming of age, who now wants to find a boy her own age and actually go on a date and, get away from her overbearing father figure, Tallahassee. Kind of just that normal thing when you come of age and you want to just step out on your own. So that added a little bit of conflict, especially when she goes and finds the hippie Berkeley. And it adds hysterical conflict with Tallahassee. So I feel like that was really cool. What was interesting that this did for Columbus's character, so you have Little Rock trying to leave the nest. You have Columbus who's sitting here trying to build a nest. So this one goes from the idea of family to the idea of home. And Columbus is trying to have a home. So here he is looking for a home and trying to make something a home without actually seeing what a home really is. And Wichita kind of afraid of the idea of being anchored. And so, you have that new conflict that they introduced, and I thought that was an interesting look at the idea of home and what happens after you find that new life. because we still live in this world, and living in this world means we still gotta work to maintain things. So he finds this new life, he finds this new family, and now it's about the work to maintain that family. And so I thought that was an interesting look as we dived into that a little bit more. They also had some hysterical moments of introducing characters like Albuquerque and Flagstaff that just brought some great moments there. Diving a little bit deeper into the zombie lore, that there's different types of zombies, and you know, according to the humor and style that this movie is, it was fun like digging into their classifications of different zombies. And I think overall the film actually had a good pacing. I think it stayed consistently funny, it kept things moving forward. So overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how they kept things familiar. I enjoyed the new things that they threw into it. I think I give the edge a little bit to the first Zombieland movie. It's kind of hard to beat the first because it's the introduction to the world and kind of like the plot of the sequel where, okay, what is home and what is family and how do we maintain it? That's the thing with the sequel. You get an introduction to a new world and now the sequel has to maintain that and maintain our interest. And so I give the edge to that first one, but I do enjoy this one. I mean, if you like the first one, this is a worthy sequel. So if you saw it, what are your thoughts? Would you give it a B like me, or would you go higher, or would you go lower? Let's talk about that in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit that bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for the very next time I do a movie review, theological analysis, ranking video, or anything else I do here. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.